Shalom. Before we get started, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Harakak Kodash. I want to give double honors to my old apostles of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the Akim of Great Millstone, pushing his truth throughout the four corners. Shalom. All right, and we're just gonna hop straight into it. Okay, and this is going into that chosen holy lineage. Okay. All right, because the Lord deals with the seed of men. All right, so just about to show you how the Lord is not dealing with every nation under the sun. Okay, that John 3:16, that world is talking about the Israelites. All right, let me get it. Reset. This Isaiah 45:17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. You shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. So the point of the matter is, the Bible was written by Israelites and for Israelites. Okay. The only reason you other nations are relevant in the Bible is because we went in captivity under y'all. And the wickedness for y'all coming against the Israelites, attacking the Israelites. All right. And all through the Old Testament, when we was in good standards with Yahweh Shema Shah, whom the world ignorant calls God and Jesus Christ, okay, the Lord gave us victory over our enemies. Okay, because contrary to popular belief, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who make up the 12 tribes of Israel, your enemies are those that rule over you today. That's a part of this NATO and the EU. Okay. All right. They have seats in the UN. We don't, because we're in captivity. We're the scattered Israelites. All right. That Gentile in the scriptures, which we're going to get a precept later on in the video, that's talking about the Israelite foreigners, whom this gospel was preached to, sent to. Okay? So let's go back. Okay. It's Numbers 1 and 18. Let's see. It's Numbers 1 and 18. And it says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees, and we're going to get that word pedigrees, after their families by the house of their fathers. So it's according to the man of the house. All right. So it says, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. So whatever your father is, that's the race or nationality that you are. Okay. Let's get that word pedigrees right quick. Alright, you say pedigrees. Pedigrees. It says to bear, bring forth, beget, gender, travel. Alright. To bear, bring forth of child, birth. Okay. So. Okay. To declare one's birth, pedigree. Strong's definition. It says to show lineage. Alright. So when you read that, see that word pedigree, that's what it means. The word pedigree, to show lineage. Alright. It says, declare pedigrees, be the son of. Okay, so that's the point. Okay, so your lineage is determined. Your blood, it goes back. Okay, it goes according to the father. And guess what? Our forefathers was Israelites. Okay, was a part of that holy seed. or whom Yahweh Shema Shah separated for himself. Let me get the precept bounds. There you go. It's Deuteronomy 32:8. It says, Deuteronomy 32:8, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. Okay? When he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Okay? So ultimately, the Lord, he set apart, he made us set apart and holy. You know, we're the firstborn. Israel is the firstborn. Okay? We're the former of all things. All right? It plainly tells you, for the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Okay? So at the end of the day, yes, every nation under the sun comes from Adam. Okay? No one's arguing against it. All right? But the Lord, he has a chosen line, a chosen lineage. Wait, hold on. That's why 2/3 got to be destroyed. Jake blocked around the neighborhood twice for no reason. But it says, so, yeah, all the nations come of, because Christians try to be like, we all come from Adam. You know, knuckleheads try to be like, we all come from Abraham. All right? But you got to deal with who the Lord established his covenant with, who he chose. Okay? If you don't come from that direct lineage, you're not an Israelite. You first got to be an Israelite through bloodline, through lineage. Then you have to have faith in Yahweh Shema Shah. All right? And keep the commandments. It's not about color. Okay? So, let's go back. All right, so it says chosen holy lineage. Okay, it says Adam, Seth, Enos, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah, Shem, Arphaxad, Salah, Eber. All right, and we're going to pick up on Eber right quick. And we're going to go back to Self. Get that precept on him. Slack is loading slow as hell. Alright. It says Eber or Heber, the region beyond. Okay. It say the son of Salah, great grandson of Shem, father of Peleg and Joktan. Okay. A Gadite chief, and these notice it say A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So these are different Israelites. It says a Gadite chief, a Benjamite. Okay, let's drop down. It says Strong's definition. Heber, the name of 2 patriarchs and 4 Israelites. Heber. But the point is, the word Hebrew comes from his name. Okay. All right. All right, this is Genesis 4:25, and it says, and Adam knew his wife again, meaning he had sex with her, and it says, and she bare a son and called his name Seth, for Yahweh said she have appointed For Yahweh said, she have appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew. Okay, which Cain was wicked. And it says, and to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord Yahweh. Okay. And before Moses, the law, statutes, and commandments, it was taught oral, through speech. It wasn't written down yet. Okay. All right. Let's go back. So it says, so you got Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah, Shem, Arphak, Shad, Salah, Eber, Peleg, Ru, Serug, Nahor, Tarak, Terah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? So that's their chosen lineage. Okay? So let's get some precepts. I'm gonna let it sit for a few seconds so you can, if you want to write it down. Okay. Now we're about to get some precepts. Alright, it says Genesis 17 and 19. So it says, and the Most High said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son. Indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. Okay. So yes, every nation, when you get into it, every nation under the sun, they receive some type of blessing. Okay, but the Lord was ultimately dealing with that chosen seed, that chosen lineage. Okay. We're the greatest people on earth. Okay? You can't get around it. Hold on. Alright, so it says, I'm gonna select. I should have started up here. Let me select it. Alright, so this Genesis 17 and 1 to 9, and it says 1 to 8, and it says Genesis 17 and 1 to 8. So it says, and when Abraham was 90 years old and 9, meaning 99, the Lord Yahweh appeared to Abraham and said unto him, I am the almighty power. Walk before me and be thou perfect. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abraham fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abraham, but thy name shall be Abraham. For a father of many nations have I made thee. And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee. And kings shall come out of thee, and I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed. It didn't, pay attention. It didn't say seeds plural. It said seed as in one seed. Isaac. Okay? When we read to get understanding. Alright? We don't read to be emotional like Christians and be yelling. Alright? It says, and I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee and their generations for an everlasting covenant. Okay? To be a power unto thee and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their power. Okay? Slug it. Now let's jump back down and read that again. Okay? So this Genesis 17 and 19, and it says, and the Most High said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. Alright? Hopefully it's making sense. Lord willing. So now let's get Genesis 32 and 28. Okay, this Genesis 32 and 28, and it says, and he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince hast thou power with Yahweh Shema Shah, and with men, and hast prevailed. That's what the word Israel means when you go into Israelites. Okay? Prince of the power, Yashar Allah. Okay? Prince of the power. And Yerushalayim, if I'm saying it right, Yerushalayim is Jerusalem. Okay? Alright. Let me get this precept. Because Paul, you know, when you try to seek information from Esau, the so-called white man, you're going to get straight lies out the flap, playboy. So it says 2 Corinthians 11 and 22. 2 Corinthians 11 and 22. Are they Hebrews? And this is Paul talking. 2 Corinthians 11:22. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. Okay? So, if you're a scoffer out there, you have to try to break this down. Before you can say something foolish, you gotta try to break this down. It's Ecclesiastes 5 and 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of Yahweh Shema Shah, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. And the point is, we're out here for your good, Jake. We're not out here to debate the scriptures and to sue who's right or wrong. You know, no, we're not here to do none of that. We're here to, bring you to the light through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Okay? That's what the word gospel means, good news. So we bring a good news to you, and you hating us. I forgot how it's worded. It's not the one, but I'm gonna get it. All right. So we bringing out us as men of the Lord. All we not standing on our own words like Christians. Okay, that's what Christians do. That's what non-believers of the Bible do. They get emotional, and they just say stuff off the top of their head, and they regurgitate and repeat what they heard in in these Christian churches. All right, which is the doctrine of devils. All right, because guess what, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American? What's the name of the first ship, slave ship, that Negroes came on, that you Jews came on over here on? It was Jesus. All right, and you can look that up. One of the first slave ships that you was brought over here on, all right, was called Jesus. You know, and they beat the brakes off us. You know? You know, Esau beat y'all into coons. You know, shucking and jiving, Uncle Tom, you know. Well, not Uncle Tom, but coons. All right? So it says, John 8:44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you would do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abide not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. Okay, so this devil is talking about a man, and we're going to get that. When he speak of a lie, he speak of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Okay, and because I tell you the truth, you believe me not, because you was taught lies. If you continue to learn the education of Esau, the so-called white man, you're going to receive of the same judgment, because contrary to popular belief, we're in the end times. All right, so when the Lord talks about he's coming to bring indignation on Esau, Edom, and on Babylon the Great, Jake, you got to have some common sense. Who is that talking about? Talking about America. Who rules America? The wicked, Esau, the so-called white man. All right, but only the hopeful elect will be able to hear the prophets and put two and two together and get their act right. Okay, but let's get that word devil. Yeah, but the point is, Jake, y'all coons, bro. Y'all coons. Now, one of the, who Esau be shitting on, you know, one of the slaves, he wasn't a coon. I forgot his name. Like Sambo. But if you know what I'm talking about, you can correct me at in the comment board. You know, because Elder Apostle Ramlov, he, you know, went in on that a while back. All right, so it says devil, diabolos. So it say prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely. All right, so you got to get that Christianity out your mind. It's not talking about some red guy with a pitchfork in his hand in the middle of the earth. No, that's not what it's talking about. This is talking about a man. All right, it's a metaphor. It says metaphor applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of God, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. That's why we say Esau, the so-called white man, he's the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. So he's powered by spiritual demon Satan. And who does Satan work for? Which Satan, he's the son of God. He's an angel. He works for the heavenly Father. Okay? So everything, it comes back around full circle. And you can read that in Job, the 2nd chapter, you Christians. All right? And there's more proof in the pudding. But that'll be a good chapter for you Christians to start off with. All right, let's get these curses. Let me see how long we've been going. Okay, I have to get these curses. All right. And part two gonna be Genesis, the 49th chapter, you know, and do a quick run through of that. Genesis 49:1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. And we're in the last days. Okay? But we're going to save this chapter for part 2. So, let's get 2 Corinthians, Ezra 13 and 40. This 2nd Ezra 13 and 40. Alright? It says, those are the 10 tribes which are carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmaneshar the king of Assyria led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. Alright, so the 10 tribes are which make up Latinos and Native Americans. Okay? So it says, but they took this counsel among themselves that they should leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Alright, so when they went further to that country is America. Alright. North, Central, the Caribbean islands, and South America. Alright. So it says, but they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river for the Most High, then shewed signs for them and held still the flood, till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsarith. So Arsarith in the Bible is known as America. America known in the Bible is known as Arsarith. Okay? So it says, then dwelt they there until the latter time. Until the latter time. So that proves that the 10 tribes are still over here. They're still alive. All right? The 10 tribes, they're not lost. They're found. Through what? Prophecy. You know, through Yahweh Shemal Shah giving his mysteries of the scriptures to the prophets. All right? To the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Okay? So it says, then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay. Okay, that's it on that. All right, so that's prophecy fulfilled. All right, and we're gonna end it on this. Ezekiel 36 and 19. All right, I'm going to read it fast. Ezekiel 36 and 19. And I scattered them among the heathen. Who? The Israelites. Israel. Jerusalem was scattered amongst the heathen. Okay, because it's a people before a place. Ezekiel 36 and 19. And I scattered them among the heathen. Okay. And they were dispersed through the countries. According to their way and according to their doings, I judged them. I'm going to read each verse twice, you know, because, get the so you can comprehend what's being said. Ezekiel 36 and 19. And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries according to their way, and according to their doings I judged them. And when they entered into the heathen, whether they went, they profaned my holy name. All right, when they said to them, these are the people of the Lord, and are gone forth out of his land. All right, So we was kicked out of our homeland, out of Jerusalem. Okay? Out of Israel. Okay? And guess what? When we got scattered, we started taking heed to the teachings of these different nations. All right, and we started taking on their customs, all right, their behavior, their laws, their doctrine, all right, their heritage. So it says, Ezekiel 36:20, and when they entered unto the heathen, whether they went, they profaned my holy name, when they said to them, these are the people of the Lord, and are gone forth out of his land. But I had pity for my holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen, whether they went. Okay? But I had pity for mine holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen, whether they went. Okay? So the Lord, he's going to put us back in our homeland. He's going to take us out of captivity. Swing low, sweet chariot. And it says, therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord of power, Yahweh Shema Shah, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake. So the Lord, he got his name on this. All right. The Lord's his holy name is in us. Okay. So it says, therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord of power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen whither ye went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen. All right. And the letter J is only like 600, 700 years old. Okay. Came about like in the 15 and 1600s. All right. So we know that's not his name. And the Lord spoke Hebrew, and he was from the tribe of Judah. All right. He was a so-called black man during the ancient Roman Empire. All right. So it says, and it says, and I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them, and the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shema Shah, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. And that's what's happening. We're being sanctified. The elect of the nation of Israel, they're being sanctified. They're waking up. They're calling on the true name of Yahweh Shema Shah. Okay, and they're putting off the things they learned in America, in the land of their captivity, and they're putting on the knowledge, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shema Shah, the scriptures. We're living these scriptures because these scriptures is for us. It was written by Israelites and for Israelites. That's why your enemy don't want you to come back to the knowledge of who you are. Okay, because then he can no longer rule over you. All right, so it says, for I will take you from among the heathen, and I will gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land. So the Israelites are still scattered to this day. Okay? That only fits you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right? We're all over the earth. All right? We've been scattered all over the earth. And we're as the sand of the sea. And we can't be numbered. All right? But with that, go back. With that, I want to give all praises going on to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Harakakodash. Double honors to my elder apostles, Great Millstone, rule and teach well. And honors and salutations to the Akim of Great Millstone, pushing his truth. And shalom to the whole elect.